Hi, I'm Ferris J, and in today's video I would like to talk about how you can go from feeling powerless to really standing in your power. And there are many situations where people can feel powerless. They can feel that things are out of their control. I see it a lot with my clients, my pet clients, if their pet has a diagnosis and they feel they don't know what's going to happen, they don't know how much time they have left, they can feel powerless, they can panic. Even with the economy today, people are feeling powerless to change, like changing energy prices, all of those different things. Even with the weather, it's snowing here in Dublin. It's snowy anyway, and I can't change that. I'm powerless to change that weather. I cannot go out there and demand that cold weather goes away. So what do we do in those situations where we feel powerless? And the thing about powerlessness is it robs us of our energy. I see it in myself as well as with my clients. If I go into that mode of feeling powerless, that there's nothing I can do, say I have things going on with my move, regulations, there's nothing I can do to change them. And I could sit there, and I have my moments where I'd sit there and I'd feel powerless. So what can I do about that? And share with you, what can you all do when you feel powerless? So to go from that to feeling that you can stand in your power, you can reclaim your power again. So I'm going to start by giving you 3 of my top tips, what helps me and what helps my clients. So the first one is to be adaptable, to be flexible. When we feel the power is about controlling a situation that we can't control, we can go into loggerheads about it. And I can be a little bit of a control freak. So I know this one. It's like, I want it this way. It's not going to be this way. I want it this way. And then I can either butt heads or I can feel powerless. Well, I can't get it that way. And for me, what has really helped me is to be adaptable, is to be flexible. And the first way I can do that is to be curious and start asking myself questions such as, what else is possible here? What can I do differently here? If I can't change that external situation, what can I do differently? And it's all about how we respond. That's really part of all 3 tips here. So that is the first one. Where can I adapt and where can I be flexible? And the second tip is similar to that. I work a lot with nature, and nature inspires me. And when I find myself in those feelings of powerlessness, or I see my clients in them, I find a way to bring in flow and movement, because we can get quite in that freeze response when we feel powerlessness. I'll go with the weather again. Everything is iced up. Everything is stuck. So what I suggest is to bring in flow. How do you bring in flow? You can bring in flow through movement. I do Qigong, and there's a wonderful shaking practice in Qigong where you just shake all that energy out. If it's frustration, if it's fear, if it's panic, of course you can just shake to loosen that energy up. And I like to think of the water element as well. There's so much flow in water. Water is so much bigger than me and any of my problems or any of my clients' problems. And I use that analogy of water to help me expand beyond the realms of how I've been thinking, to help me expand beyond that frozen limitation and to come out to a bigger perspective again. So that's my thought, flow like water. And if you think about water can be really powerful. It has carved out the Grand Canyon. It can have huge impact and change. So even small actions of flow and just coming out of that kind of shut down fear response makes a huge difference. My third tip is quite a practical one. It's to look at where you can be resourceful, and especially where you have been resourceful in the past. If one of my clients or me, if I'm having a moment where I'm like, oh, I don't know if this will go right and I can't do anything about this, I look back to where have things worked out for me. If I'm having doubt, which is part of powerlessness to me, I will look back. Where have things worked out? Where have I taken action and it's worked out? And that is part of trust as well. But it's looking at how can I resource myself to help things work out. And for me, a lot of that is inner work. What can I do to feel more grounded? What can I do to feel safer? What can I do to have more power in the moment? And that can start really simply. And I'll give you one question to start with. And that is, you can put your hands on your heart, because the heart gives us so much great wisdom, as all my clients know. I'm a big one for tuning into the heart. So let's do it now. Let's take a heart breath. A few breaths in and out through your heart. Breathe in deeply in and out. 3 breaths. That's the second. And one more. And that's really grounding in itself, which helps. Now ask yourself this question. What do I need right now? Really simple, but really effective to start bringing you, back to your power, back to your resilience. So let me know how that goes. And in the next video, I'm going to share a technique that I use to help go further with that EFT tapping. I'll see you there. Thank you.